Oh, this shit's fucked. It's so fucked. Like, what is this world that we live in? Like, what? I didn't anticipate going live today because I just have been like processing everything. And it sucks when you see like evil. Like, this was so evil. And I'm just so sick of seeing evil. Like, I know that evil doesn't win, but it seems like that right now. It seems like the bad guys just keep winning. I'm so blessed. I shouldn't feel like this, but I'm so scared. I don't understand how. I got a donation, but I don't really want to turn the camera on right now. I just want to talk for a minute. I don't understand how we got to this place where, because somebody doesn't like what somebody else says, that's a justifiable killing, like a justifiable murder. It's crazy that, like, this person's not found. It's crazy that it's the same shit over and over and over again. What is this? This is like the third, like, this is the third situation involving trans ideology where they tried to kill someone or they successfully killed someone. And then, everybody else is the villain because their rhetoric. Oh, your rhetoric is dangerous. Your rhetoric, the things that you say, slander and blah, blah. I'm sorry, but like, rhetoric isn't killing anyone. Yeah, but no, it hasn't. It really, really hasn't. We've never been in this type of climate. We've never, maybe like, not in recent history, not in our recent history have we ever lived in a time like this. Like, is like a great reset happening? Like, I thought that school shootings were bad, right? School shootings weren't bad enough. We had to start attacking elementary and Catholic schools. That wasn't horrific enough. We had to attack children in mass. And now we killed a father in front of his wife and children because of his words. I don't get it. It's evil. I don't care what anyone says, it's evil. It goes against God. I don't give a fuck. Like, my whole body is shaking. I'm so tense. Here's the thing, right? They're elected officials. That's why I'm crying. I don't think that people understand. Charlie Kirk wasn't an elected official. Charlie Kirk was 31 years old with babies. His children won't even have a fully formed memory. They won't even remember their father. They won't have a memory with their dad. He was not an elected official. He was a person who debated people. That's it. Like, how is this real life? I have a hard time wrapping my head around it. Like, that this is the reality that we live in. I agree. I think it started with cancel culture. It started with people being like, I don't like this person, so I'm going to destroy their life. And destroying their life wasn't enough. Now it's, I want to literally, you have to cease to exist. I don't like what you have to say. You can't exist in the world that I, like, this is so fucked. And it starts with people like these idiots obsessed with me. Like, it starts with people, oh, I don't like what you have to say, so instead of ignoring it or even combating it, I want it to not exist. That's insane. It's mental illness. Like, we got to this point where in trying to destigmatize mental illness, we started to make excuses for it. And that's not the answer either. It's just not. Here's the thing. And alive and well, I know that you don't like me, and it's fine. You don't have to like me. Here's the thing, right? I've said for so long that I don't have anything to worry about because I do the right thing. And I don't. I really don't. There's nobody could really do anything to me because of that. I do the right thing. But, like, when is it going to get to that point where someone's going to try to, like, take me out because they don't like the things that I have to say? Well, I know that you used to come in my chat and, like, troll me, and I know that you come from, like, Marty's, I don't care about people making fun of me. That's the least of my issues. You want to make fun of me, make fun of me. It doesn't affect me. All this unnecessary shit. I just don't understand how he got here. Of course it's about me. I'm talking about my feelings. Why wouldn't, I have to be careful with what I say because I just have to be careful with what I say. I just do. I have to be mindful. I just don't understand how we got to a place where instead of combating words with words, we're combating words with firearms. Like, it's perfectly okay to disagree with Charlie Kirk. It's perfectly okay to disagree with Trump. These things are okay. And it's even okay to say that you disagree and say why you disagree. It's not okay to try to kill them. It's not okay. And I feel like it goes back to, we got to this place where instead of focusing on destigmatizing mental illness, it became about making excuses for mental illness. And I just don't understand, because it does not help anybody. I've been waiting all day to watch the Candace Owens reaction, and
that has never happened before. I guess we could say Charlie broke the internet one more time. 150,000 of you guys were watching, and the system just sort of crashed. And it just really makes me happy that happened, actually. It was already very difficult for me to do this for a lot of reasons, but I knew it was important because I didn't want the last thing that people had in their minds about Charlie to be the moment he lost his life. That was what was especially hard, because he's just had so many amazing moments throughout his career. And as I was saying, I was having this discussion with George this morning, obviously through a lot of tears, about not wanting Charlie's caricature to survive when the actual Charlie Kirk individual, who Charlie Kirk actually is so much more important. The caricature, the cartoon, is that Charlie's this young, smart guy, made a career out of beating college kids, decided not to go to college, started Turning Point USA. And I think a lot of people thought that Charlie must take himself a bit too seriously. And I want you guys to know that could not be further from the truth. Charlie and me were always laughing. Yes, he was ambitious. Everybody knows Charlie's ambitious. I met him back in 2017 when Turning Point was this very young organization. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Charlie Kirk was. And Charlie was always wearing these really baggy suits. I mean, they looked like they were hand-me-downs from 3 generations, because he was focused on the ideas. He didn't care about his appearance. He was laser focused on what he knew Turning Point could become. Not could become, but would become. He hired me on the spot. We were at this conference in Florida. And he and I used to always say, we never said the rest was history. The rest is history.
I don't. It makes me so sad for his family. And I feel so bad for his wife. And I feel really, really badly for his children. Because that's awful. That's so terrible. And I know what that feels like. That poor fucking woman. And I think another reason, John, you brought up the thing about you brought up the Democrats that were killed. I think that another part of this is that we all physically seen it. This happened. There's a video of him being shot in the neck, and you just see a fucking puddle of blood fucking flow out from him, and knowing that his children and his wife were there, just adds another layer of just fucked upness, and these fucking pieces of shit that are making excuses, oh, well, he said that there was, in order for people to have gun rights, there was going to be, I understand what he said, but it doesn't make any of it okay. like none of it makes sense. It makes me scared as a mom. Like, what am I, like, what are we leaving our children? Like, I don't think there's ever been a time in history, like, you have to look at everything that's going on. First of all, ideologies are insane. There's wars all over the place. All types of disease. People saying that global warming. And then to add to it that nobody has money. We're running out of resources. I just feel like if you don't have faith, now's the time to get some, because I don't know. The liberal hive mind's been having a lot of videos.
Okay, guys, so latest update here. I just recorded a video on the Steven Crowder ATF leak, and obviously I was taking that information with a grain of salt. I didn't want to absolutely confirm it, although it seemed believable, and that's kind of what I was alluding to. And well, I mentioned Occam's razor, right? The most obvious explanation likely being the right one. And well, it turns out the theory works again. The FBI just did a press conference giving us as much information as they're willing to at this current moment. And pretty much everything said, every word uttered, seems to track almost one for one with the ATF leak that Steven Crowder released. So it seems like we have our first official lead here. We might actually know what happened, and let's just say it's not good for the radical left. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with this first clip. We got law enforcement here, the FBI, confirming that they have in fact tracked the shooter's movements. They describe how he was seen on CCTV footage, scaling down from the roof. He then jumps off from a lower roof, fleeing into a nearby neighborhood.
We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We're working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we're confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
And you'll notice that that's exactly what we read in that ATF leak. And where did the suspect lead them? To a wooded area nearby. I played this clip.
There are about 6 armed men in the backyard of a home right next to UVU campus. Apparently they are looking for another suspect. Maybe another suspect has not been apprehended, and they're actively searching.
And wouldn't you know it, it turns out that they supposedly found the gun in there. So it's no longer just a rumor, no longer a leak. This is the FBI themselves now confirming it, that they did in fact find the gun in that wooded area.
This morning I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle.
Tucker Carlson also put up like a GoFundMe thing, and he donated $1 million to it for Charlie Kirk's widow and children.
This weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions.
Oh, I don't want you to lick my face.
I assure you that all leads, tips,
Please don't lick my
and
face.
tips are being fully investigated.
Folks, that is 100% on the money with exactly what was indicated, what was leaked in that ATF document, down to the location, down to the weapon, which in my mind now I think is strongly indicating that probably the rest of the information in that document is true. And well, what does that mean? Well, it means that this could have very likely been a trans shooter, a radical leftist who engraved transgender and Antifa slogans into the actual cartridges that he loaded into his rifle, which would suggest that the target of Charlie Kirk was specifically because of his rhetoric, because of his defense of children and his stance against gender ideology. You know, the stuff that the mainstream media tells you is dangerous rhetoric. You know, the disgusting victim blaming that we've seen, which, by the way, continues.
And as Tony mentioned, not everyone took to his words or his rhetoric. You know, at times, they were offensive to specific communities. But with that said...
Yes, he was so offensive talking about pro-life. Like, that's so offensive. I heard people talking, like, I heard a man talking about, something he wanted to set back women. Respectfully, shut the F up. Because as a woman, shut up.
This is not the time to focus on that. We are focused on this tragedy. Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence? Is it a moment for us to think about the responsibility of our political leaders and their voices and what it does to the masses as they get lost in misinformation or disinformation that turns in and spills into political violence?
I was thinking, I've never shared a Trump post in my life. I will contemplate sharing this one. But what I will say with a caveat, he wasn't admired and loved by all. So that's an exaggeration, but the truth is, it doesn't matter. True. It doesn't matter. Sorry, let me finish. Go ahead.
Are you kidding me right now?
It doesn't matter.
By following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this.
This guy got fired for his fucking stupid fucking comments.
Sort of
stupid
hate
piece of
speech
shit.
or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to
hate speech, by the way.
Hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Now, obviously, what they're saying is disgusting because they're justifying it, but, that's exactly what happened, it seems. This was likely political murder, pure and simple, and it lines up perfectly with the escalating wave of violent rhetoric and violence that we've seen coming from trans circles, and really the left at large. We've seen the threats online, and now it's metastasizing into action. And to cover the last piece of information that we have here, we've got the FBI also saying that the suspect was a college-aged male.
We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will...
It doesn't matter if he was trans or not, because he had trans ideology. He wrote shit on the ammo. Like, even if he wasn't trans, he aligned with that ideology.
Reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we're confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
So again, if we connect the dots, I'm asking myself, could it have possibly been a student at Utah Valley University? Or maybe it could have been someone connected to, or even the individual Omar, as we know, that alias, the individual who posted on X that something big will happen tomorrow. I'm not saying with certainty.
So they released the photo.
Manhunt for the assassin who gunned down conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
No. The ideology that trans people come above everyone else, and that they're victims and we must conform to them, and everybody that is right-leaning or conservative is evil and demonic, and we need to rid the world of them. Oh, I just got a donation. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, yes, it's my birthday month, so I do appreciate it. It's my birthday month. It's my clean month. I just celebrated 4 years clean on the 9th, so thank you. I really appreciate it.
Officials just released this image. They are asking for the public's help in identifying.
So the FBI can't find homeboy.
In connection with the fatal
I'm on the cusp.
shooting. CNN's Nick Watt is
September
following-
22nd.
I don't see any rifle. He's not holding a rifle or anything. So it makes me think he like planted this a dead head and left a rifle up on top of the roof. Yeah, you know.
This breaking news. Nick, you are in Orem, Utah. This is a really significant moment that this is being put out to crowdsource.
Absolutely. So, Dana, we were told that they made some key breakthroughs overnight. One of those breakthroughs was good, clean video images of this suspect. Now, we were told about 2.5 hours ago that investigators were using technology to try to find an identity from that video image.
Another thing that I wanted to touch on really quickly that I had no idea even happened, but Trisha shared it. This young woman on the subway or the train, and she just gets stabbed to death. No one talks about it. No one mentions it. Charlie Kirk mentioned it, but nobody talked about it. This poor woman didn't even yell. She was a Ukrainian refugee who came here to escape a war-torn country and wound up getting killed for no reason, other than the fact that she was a white woman. It was really bad. It was really bad. And nobody helped her for 90 seconds. Homeboy wasn't even there. He left. And people still didn't help this woman. I don't understand the world that we live in. I don't. Yeah. Really, really bad.
We were told they were pretty confident that they could do that, but if they couldn't, then they were going to release the images to the public to try and get the public's help.
Tomato Mafia, good point.
Those images on X, on other platforms, and it shows, as we were told earlier, a college-aged male who, as investigators say, could very easily have blended in with the crowd here on campus. 3,000 people here to see Charlie Kirk yesterday. They described this young male suspect as college age, able to blend in. So the other key breakthroughs that they discussed, they have found a weapon, a high-powered bolt-action rifle with some writings. They are going through those writings. FBI analysts looking at the writings, also at the weapon, also...
What kind of video is that? Is somebody videoing him? Or is this a camera up above the stairs or something? I guess this is a security camera, but it looks like someone's filming from a cell phone. Yeah.
Trying to find an identity. It is now coming up on 22 hours since the shooting, and of course with every hour this task gets harder. They found a weapon in a wooded area behind the campus in the direction that they
If they don't find this guy,
fled.
that'll be really crazy.
The suspect himself was not found in that wooded area, and as an FBI special agent said this morning, they don't know how far he has gone. So they've been gathering video imaging from security cameras, from the many students who obviously had cell phones on them. We've seen the image of a person running across the roof just after the shots were fired. They now have all the doorbell camera video from the neighborhood through which the suspect fled, and of course they will just be trying to piece this together to try and track this suspect as far as they possibly can. But this is a major breakthrough. This is also a major admission that they have not been able to, I would assume, use the technology they were using on those images to try and draw an identity themselves. That is why they have now thrown this open to the public, asking for the public's help.
You think anyone's going to identify this guy?
The moment the investigation started, the FBI says they've had over 130 tips by this morning. Images, video. They want more of that. And now they want the public's help in trying to identify the person shown in these images. Dana?
I also understand that we have some new information about some words and phrases that were imprinted on the gun that certainly could give some indication of perhaps at least some of the motive here.
Correct. This is reporting from my colleague Evan Perez that there was some writing found with the gun, with the ammunition, and they are obviously analyzing that to see if this writing leads them to an identity of the suspect, or if it is perhaps, ramblings on current cultural events. Analysts are going...
I don't know why they just don't say it. But according to the Wall Street Journal, it was trans ideology scribbled on the bullets. I don't know why they find it so hard and difficult to report that. Right. Just say what you found. If it's being reported on other platforms, why don't you just go ahead and say it? I mean, you are a major news network and is backed up by actual evidence. I don't know why you would hide something like that.
You think so?
Like this happened and they had like Trump's name on the bullets and stuff like that.
That honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Right. Even though I'm a Trump supporter, I don't advocate for violence against Democrats. I don't advocate for violence against anybody who doesn't agree with me. Yeah, because you have a conscience. Most people don't have a conscience when it comes to politics. Well, I think for the most part on the right, we have a conscience. We can't be radicalized like the left can. I'm not saying we can't be radical on the right, but on the left, I think it's more prevalent because they tend to be emotional thinkers. Yeah. So you can radicalize them easier. Right. Yeah, you can manipulate them. I also did a story last night on
So
Fox.
pathetic.
A guy was saying that this is like a professional hit. This doesn't seem like a professional hit. The dude ran away on foot. He abandoned the rifle. This is not a professional hit.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. That his wife and children were there.
Scope on it? A 6-year-old could hit a target with that. That memo was in the Just goes to show you how lucky Trump is. Yeah, very lucky. The first time I ever shot a weapon was when I was in boot camp in the Marines. And I shot a rifle and I was scared. And I was actually afraid of guns at the time. Right. But I was scared of the recoil and everything. And my first shot, you just take a...
Well, because I came live and I was crying. And that's apparently breaking news because I was upset about Charlie Kirk. Apparently, it's shocking for someone to be a human. I'm just going to continue to do what I do, and I'm going to continue to pray for these people, and I really hope that they really find whatever the fuck it is that they're missing. Like, whatever that missing piece is, I really do hope that they find, like, a way to be content, because I really don't have much for them.
Deep breath, make sure you're not breathing when you pull the trigger, and I hit the bullseye right in the head.
What up, Merm? Love you.
The first time I ever shot a rifle, no scope. Yeah, and I was 18 years old and I was terrified. Right.
Going through that right now. Now, Evan Perez also reports that they found a screwdriver with that weapon, because one of the questions that I've had is, okay, sure, this suspect could have blended into a crowd on a college campus, but could a suspect blend into a crowd on a college campus while carrying a long gun? Now, one theory, perhaps, is that screwdriver that they found would have been used to disassemble and assemble that rifle. Now, we've also heard from authorities that they put together a timeline. They believe that the suspect arrived just by the campus at 11:52 a.m. local time. That is 28 minutes before the shooting, 8 minutes before the Charlie Kirk event began. They have tracked the suspect up stairwells across the roof to the shooting position that we believe is on top of a college campus building, with about a 200-yard straight shot to where...
Yeah, it's easy with a rifle. That's like shooting a target. With a rifle, that is absolutely nothing. Yeah, me being a novice in boot camp, 500 yards away, I could hit 10 out of 10. Yeah. I did it 10 out of 10 for 500 yards. 200 yards
Yeah, but
was
I
it
mean,
500
they hit him
yards or
right in his
300,
neck like
400
that.
yards?
I
It's
thought
like
was
500
crazy.
yards. Yeah, it's been so long ago. But they taught us how to disassemble the M16 and everything and put it together. Right. You could take apart and put it back together. I could do that in like a minute. Right. I forgot all about that. That's crazy, man. I still do not understand.
I don't even know if J4K is today, honestly. I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, you got people actually before the shooting actually pointing at the guy on the
Maybe
roof.
it is.
Yeah. I'm like, what kind of... I do not... Yeah, he's a high
No, today's September 11th.
He gets death threats routinely. Yeah. And the
Today's 9/11. Kanika didn't die on the 11th. Maybe I think she died on the 10th.
But how can someone have access to a roof during an event like, especially when that just happened to
Kanika
Trump?
was, I think, the 10th.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, we called it out when it happened to Trump. You got to
on the 9th.
Every roof should have been secured, especially with
it was September 9th and 10th.
Charlie.
I think it was the 9th into the 10th.
Charlie Kirk was sitting when he was hit. So major developments, Dana, but still no suspect in custody. They have not arrested, they have taken in 2 people for questioning over the course of the investigation. They've been questioned and released. They are completely out of the picture in terms of the investigation. No stigma on them whatsoever. They are searching for this person. They've just released the images of the person who they desperately want to find. Dana?
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that very important reporting. And on these new developments, we're going to continue the conversation with retired FBI Special Agent Daniel Brunner. Thank you so much for being here. First, what is the fact that they have released this photo tell you as somebody who has been involved in FBI investigations like this?
Well, it tells me that the investigation is going through its normal course of action. I believe that this is just another step in putting more pressure on this individual to make a mistake. And that right there is the key where investigators are looking for, is they want this individual to make a mistake. He may have planned the next 24, 48 hours after the incident, but at some point he's going to get tired. He's going to make a mistake. He's going to get hungry. He's going to get cold. Very much similar to the Luigi Mangione manhunt, where he made a mistake. And that's all that it takes, is one small mistake. And he's on the run. So this individual planned for this. He prepared his escape plan, but he's already making mistakes by leaving the rifle, leaving the screwdriver, and clearly, getting
palm print, elbow print, footprint. I'm sure they can pull DNA from that, from his sweat. Yeah, I'm sure they can get his DNA too. But what's even more shocking?
Have a good night,
happened?
John.
It's like how I didn't have no idea. I knew the left, there's some evil characters on the left. Yeah. But I see countless postings on TikTok, Instagram, everywhere where they're just mocking this dude. Yeah. And they're celebrating what happened.
Sick as shit.
TMZ reported it live when Trump posted it. And you could hear women in the background laughing, celebrating. They were so happy. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I've said this multiple times. Y'all know I've said this. There's a special type of wickedness in a woman. It's just a fact. It's just men are evil, but man, the evil inside of a woman, I mean, it is just dark, wicked, and it's a major reason why it's one of the most profound stories in the Bible about the Garden of Eden. That's why it's in there. That's probably why it's the first. That's why it's the first story. Yeah. Yeah, we was going to do a video yesterday. I just couldn't even function. I barely sleep last night. Yeah, I still can't function. Yeah. It's like so many things went wrong.
Shit's so fucked up. That's really...
A video, but I wanted to get it out in real time as fast as possible, because the more information we have out there, the faster we can solve what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. How was this planned out? Who is actually behind it? So I came across this on InfoWars with Alex Jones. I we're going to listen to it, and then I'm going to take you through. People are posting more information that they're finding about what's happening behind the scenes. And this is actually shocking to know that a book was published about his shooting the day before he died. And then also the LA Times and the New York Times reporting that he was shot September 9th, the day before he was shot. None of this makes any sense. Let me take you through it real quick.
Man,
now,
they just be saying
this.
shit.
I went and looked it up and confirmed it. I saw this last night, and I wanted to wait and check. And a whole bunch of corporate publications, a full day before Charlie was shot, put out articles saying Charlie Kirk was shot and killed.
This is something weird. This is weird.
And the people there were chanting, and we have the audio, you hear the crowd, the noise, there's all the witnesses they were saying. It's kind of like, it's like the crazy man that stabbed the Ukrainian girl in the throat. You got to listen real carefully, but he says twice, I got that white girl, but he's in a train, so you have to really listen carefully. But you can hear it in there. I don't know if it'll translate over AM radio out there, probably a little on FM, but it's all over actually. You want to see it. And the cheering, yeah, once it happens, yeah, they're looking, yeah, yeah. And so I've got all the postings in the town by leftists and trans people that, hey, he's getting liquidated tomorrow. He's getting dissolved tomorrow. Something big's going to happen. He's going to go bye-bye. And then there's this, and I'll play you that to show you the stuff in a moment, but look at this. Let's put this on screen from Amazon. Put the full screen up, please. The shooting of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, blow that up. Why does Amazon have the shooting of Charlie Kirk by Anastasia J. Casey posted one day before he was murdered? And then they updated it, and it's on the Internet Archive. That's been checked. It happened a day, September 9th. So it was already out there, and then they updated it today. Publication date, September 9th. The FBI needs to be knocking down some doors over there.
After seeing this all about Charlie Kirk, first of all, I am devastated. I am stressed. I hope he's okay. I was just Googling this, and something blew my mind. This just happened, September 10th. If you look on Google right now, 19 hours ago, posted by New York Times and Los Angeles Times, 19 hours ago, saying Charlie Kirk was shot. 19 hours ago would have been September 9th. Today's the 10th. This doesn't make sense. 19 hours ago. 19 hours ago. That's
weird.
Today is the 10th. This doesn't make sense. How could the New York Times and Los Angeles Times report 19 hours ago that he had been shot when this just happened September 10th?
I'm going to try to skip past the little intro music. Okay, here we go. Let's get to the... But is this crazy, guys? This is crazy. So Amazon, this book was published by this person the day before he died, and then the New York Times and LA Times. I want to make this clear. Published. This has been fact-checked. People have been crawling all through the internet, the metadata, all of it. They published that he was shot the day before. But before he was shot, this book was published, and we have two major publications, outlets, reporting that he was shot. How is that possible? How is that possible? Then you see people that were cheering in the crowd, people saying that something big was going to happen. It was going to be the end of Charlie Kirk tomorrow. And this was still just a lone gunman, guys. This was just some crazy person. Sure. A crazy person was able to make that shot, and all of this happened. Let's continue.
So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
I just want to pause it for a second. I want to make sure they're not going to actually show the actual shooting. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to remove it for a second. I just want to make sure that doesn't show. Okay, it did. So I'm glad I skipped that part. Let's add back to the stage. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again.
Steven Crowder, overnight, he published it about 7 a.m. this morning on X.
Oh my God, there's babies. Oh my God.
There a known internal report that they got the rifle, the shells in the magazine with all the different trans and anti-fascist, and they put that out because they're concerned that the information would be suppressed. Just like they released the information within hours, within 15 minutes of them being there, to Kyle Seraphin, FBI whistleblower. They told him because we're concerned they're going to cover this up 100%. This is a shooter, and it was. And just like the Nashville shooter, it would take years to find out it was a trans person if it was left to the FBI old leadership. But they don't wait around now. They're sick of it. So that's good. We got good people, more and more, in there that have the courage to speak out and get the information out. I want to get to Trump's statement here, but I want to show you something first, okay? Now, Grok confirmed this. I went and looked it up and confirmed it. I saw this last night, and I wanted to wait and check. And a whole bunch of corporate publications, a full day before Charlie was shot, put out articles saying Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. But just the headline. And the people there were chanting, and we have the audio, you hear the crowd, the noise, and there's all the witnesses they were saying. It's kind of like, you know, it's like the crazy man that stabbed the Ukrainian girl in the throat. You got to listen real carefully. But he says twice, I got that white girl, but you know, he's in a train, so you have to really listen carefully. But you can hear it in there. I don't know if it'll translate over AM radio out there. Probably will on FM, but it's all over. Actually, you want to see it. And you know, the cheering, yeah, once it happens, yeah, they're looking, yeah, yeah. And so
I can't anymore. I cannot.
Ouch. Bitch! I'll fucking murder you, Q. This video's commentary is satirical comedy, made exclusively for the purpose of absurd humor, and is not intended to be taken seriously by anyone, especially the degenerates featured in it. TBH.
Nobody's ours, dude.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Not crazy. You guys need to fucking pack your shit up.
Never.
Yeah, that will happen.
I'm not
Yeah, it'll happen. She's fucking hurt. She thinks something happened to do
Oh,
now.
I already know it did, dude. I'm just not gonna fucking do this.
There you go.
I thought we were gonna do this, dude. Why do you always keep bringing it up? It's sick, dude. It's sick. It's a sickness. You keep talking about it. It's like an obsession.
It's fine. Everything's gonna be patched
You
up.
fucking her in Vegas and that's what you're worried about? Like,
Yeah, I'm worried about fucking our relationship.
I don't care. You ruined our relationship over a fucking another woman.
There she goes again. Mrs. Scribble spitting those facts. I wonder what the missus found. Was it some of those infamous fake AI texts? Yikes.
Why do we need to keep talking about it?
This is the woman you were talking to, too.
No, it never really happened, dude. Nothing
Yeah, it
happened.
did.
You just keep pretending like it did.
Really?
I don't want to do this today. I just want to fucking have fun. Why do you keep bringing this up?
Then we gotta patch this up.
There's no patching up.
There
You
is.
want to fucking be friends with Jen J? I'm fine with it.
His obsession with Jen J for those few months was crazy creepy. Jen is lucky she wasn't within his
This is
drunk driving
crazy.
radius. Dude would have
All
been
of
in
this
full
is
stalker
crazy.
mode. TBH.
How is this still happening?
That she could be my girlfriend.
No.
Yes.
I said no like 1,000 times.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
get to say so.
I don't fucking really
You don't
care,
get to say
dude. And
so.
the fact that she didn't think that's okay.
Wait,
His obsession with Jen J for those
did
few
he just say
months
that
was
Jen's
crazy
gonna be his
creepy.
girlfriend?
Jen is lucky she wasn't within his drunk driving radius. Dude would have been in full stalker mode. TBH.
You can be friends with her. No big deal.
And she could be my girlfriend.
No.
Yes.
I said no like 1,000 times.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
get to say so.
I don't fucking really
You don't
care,
get to
dude.
say
And
so.
the fact that she didn't think that's okay.
No, you gotta just stop.
No, Nick. You gotta stop and stop obsessing over this shit and fucking try to enjoy your life, dude.
I am enjoying my life.
No,
This
you're
is
not.
what I
You're
want.
just trying to fucking fight with me every day about
This
stupid
is
shit.
okay. She's been drinking. We'll stop
I'm
this
not. I'm not
conversation.
even drunk
We'll
yet.
stop this. We drink. But the king of gaslighting is in full effect. Nothing is ever his fault. The world just misunderstands him. except his beta male fanboys in his chat. But I digress.
Oh, it's cute. Where's that? His channel?
I can't believe that this stupid bitch is still with him.
He passed away like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, well, we're live. This is really bad. CNN just confirmed he passed away. Donald Trump just confirmed it. Everybody's posting it. If you saw the video, it's really bad.
Oh my God, really? Jeffree Star is grifting? Oh, that's crazy. Why is Jeffree...
Out of that major breaking development in the massive manhunt for the assassin who gunned down conservative activist Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah.
How is Charlie Kirk a conservative activist? How is somebody a conservative activist? Activism is when you advocate for people that are vulnerable individuals. What conservative is a vulnerable? Like, what? That doesn't even... That's an oxymoron. How are you a conservative advocate? That's not an advocate. What is he advocating for? Anti-abortion, maybe? I guess. Well, maybe that, but is that a conservative advocate? I don't know. Is that a conservative? That's a religious view. A religious advocate, maybe? Pro-life advocate. Now, if they would have called him a pro-life advocate, then that I would have understood. Because that is, yeah. He's a pro-life advocate, but not conservative. He's not... Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just nitpicking.
Authorities say there are rapid developments in the case. The FBI has now released pictures of a person of interest and is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Authorities say the person blended in with the college campus scene and managed to gain access to a rooftop. They say a high-powered rifle was found in the woods nearby. Charlie Kirk was shot dead during his event at Utah Valley University yesterday. Kirk was a major figure in the conservative young voter movement to re-elect President Donald Trump. Kirk was 31 years old, leaving behind a wife and 2 young children. And tonight, new video of what authorities believe is the shooter perched on a roof above the college campus. We begin our coverage now with Matt Galka.
Speaking at a 9/11 remembrance event at the Pentagon, the president started by addressing the shooting death of political activist Charlie Kirk.
I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Kirk, whose conservative Turning Point USA organization has helped Republicans connect with young people, was close with a number of GOP members on Capitol Hill and in the White House.
You know what I want to understand? How is Jake a stalker? But Jake barely talks about that dumb bitch. But Icky talks about me on a daily basis and I don't think about her. Has nude photos of me. Is she not a stalker? Stop it.
Simply disagreed with him, not because he made laws, because he didn't agree with his point of view.
I'd actually be depressed if I was Icky.
And that was enough to assassinate him, regardless if you're Republican or Democrat, because both sides have added to the temperature of the political environment. It's time to reset and say, okay, guys, there's a better way to do this.
The rise in political violence has led members of Congress to question their own safety. House Speaker Mike Johnson says they're reviewing all of their options.
We've got to protect people who run for public office or no one will. And that's heavy on our hearts and minds as we also, work through the trauma of what happened.
Vice President J.D. Vance posted a very personal message on X about his history and friendship with Kirk, before ending with, "You ran a good race, my friend. We've got it from here." Vance and his wife flew to Utah to visit with Kirk's family Thursday. The president blamed rhetoric from the left for what happened to Kirk, but the condemnation of his murder has been bipartisan.
This is a time that all Americans should come together and feel and mourn what happened. Violence, which affects so many different people of so many different political persuasions, is an affliction of America. And coming together is what we ought to be doing.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy
The
Jr.
only
while
Barry that I
posting about
truly
Kirk's
love.
death, seemed to reference his own father, who was a victim of a political assassination, writing in part, "Once again, a bullet has silenced the most eloquent truth teller of an era." Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Charlie Kirk spent his entire adult life trying to rally young voters to...
I'm just so disgusted.
Sorry to interrupt. We believe the human being is the only thing made in the image of the Creator, Imago Dei.
Okay, so when you say characteristics and qualities, what does that mean to me? What does that mean to me?
Well, first of all, not just the ability to reason, but also the ability to sympathize, empathize, feel, predict, plan, conjecture, have mercy, forgiveness, to be able to be
All
introspective.
beautiful things. I love that about us human beings.
Oh, no, I know.
I'm not being sarcastic.
No, but
It's a good
we
point.
human beings are exceptional, actually. I mean, versus the beasts of the wild, of which we should appreciate and adore. But again, more beyond that, we come after this from a soft religious view, because you don't have to be Christian to believe this. That the human being has innate, inherent, embedded, let's just say, dignity that a fox does not.
Right, yeah, so what you just did there is kind of like my argument here. You're saying that, like, because we're human, we are more developed, we have higher cognitive reasoning, we're able to sympathize, emotion, and reason, do all these great things. Right, but the thing is, well, I guess that's a religious belief, though.
Well, that's an interesting question.
I think that consciousness is the soul.
And that's why if you don't believe in God, it's easy to go want to murder a bunch of people. And I'm not criticizing you. It goes back to just a common theme here. If you believe in God, every human being has dignity.
Well, you're kind of intuition pumping there about saying if it's murder, because we haven't really discussed, we haven't even agreed on whether
but look,
is
of course, if the human being and the elimination of human life is murder, but that's fine. We're just. This is why it's very hard to change people that don't believe in God to be pro-life, because you don't necessarily believe that human life is necessarily special.
No, I mean, I do.
But you might think it's like unique and it's like interesting.
It is unique.
But you don't believe it's
My hair
made
is like
in the
shit.
image of a creator.
Thank you, Cammy.
Okay, yeah,
and that's fine. And that's why we tend to be the pro-life champions, and those that don't believe in God don't. And that's okay. Okay. It's just that clarity is important for the audience.
Okay, so I guess we can keep going back and forth. I'm sure you can get a whole lot. But
you've been great.
I do want to have a good question with you. A question about that I want to leave off on is, so it seems like I think you're pretty set in stone in this position, and I would like to ask, what would I have to do? Oh my God. This video sucks. This video sucks. My heart is so broken. For Charlie Kirk's family, his wife and his 2 babies. This is hitting me so hard, and I didn't know him personally. And yet, being in this ecosystem of politics on the internet, I would hope even people that do politics on the other side think that this moment sucks. Like I said, I didn't know him personally, but many of my friends did, and so I'm mourning my friends, mourning so much, and just what it means for the country that this is something that's now normalized is an understatement. People are celebrating it. I assume that some things are unspoken, and I'm shown all the time that they're not. I assume that certain values and certain morals are relatively consistent among most, if not all, people, and I am constantly shown that I'm wrong, and I live way too optimistically because the tragedy of Charlie Kirk's death, to me, I think the reason why it's hitting so hard is it's being compounded by the reaction by people. And I really use the word people lightly because I don't know if...
I think that's also what hit me about this situation. It's like the callousness of everybody. Like, people just being like, oh, well... Like, even when I talked about it when it first happened, people came into my chat and were like, well, he said that there were going to be casualties to gun violence, so this is what he wanted. Like, there's a time and a place, and the time and the place is not literally within hours of this young 31-year-old father passing away and leaving his wife and his children behind. Like, his words are never justification for him ceasing to exist.
You are a person if you can say or post some of the things that have been said about this man's brutal murder. This has been not only so horrible and traumatizing to see the video of what happened, and I wish I had never seen the video.
Same.
I wish I had never seen the video. And then I guess it just feels like a whole other trauma to see the psychopathy that I am surrounded by, that we are all surrounded by, that there is such an extreme amount of people in the world that are legitimate psychopaths, that are legitimately terrible, low IQ, disgusting human beings. And even as I'm saying this, it feels so terrible for me to even have what feels like hate in my heart for these people. But seeing that he's being mocked in his death, seeing the amount of people celebrating it, seeing people show up to his vigil last night, saying the worst of things, saying they're glad it happened. Charlie Kirk was killed in the middle of a debate, of having open dialogue, which is the only thing that keeps this ship from tipping over, which is the only thing that keeps violence at bay, is our ability to talk to each other.
Yeah, and when we can't talk to each other anymore, it's just going to be violence.
And whether you hated, disagreed with, abhorred his views or his words or the way he debated, it feels so minuscule to say we should not live in a country where we can expect to be killed over very mainstream political beliefs, by the way. Charlie Kirk was a very mainstream, within the Overton window, at times frustratingly vanilla right-wing commentator. What I'm trying to say is, if you thought you were taking out some sort of extremist, you're wrong. You are taking out a moderate. You're taking out someone who wanted to talk to people. You were taking out someone who chose peace over violence, because in this climate, choosing words over violence is peace. There's not a lot of details about who did it, but there are a lot of weird things about it. The fact that they arrested the wrong person 2 or 3 times, the fact that the first person they arrested gave a false confession, which to my
It's just bad. It's all bad.
The world's smartest IRL streamer is back online, posting more evidence against himself
My
while
heart
he's still
literally
currently
can't
fighting
take
for
it.
his freedom in his Korean criminal trial. What is he thinking? Actually, at this point, it's probably safe to assume that he's not thinking.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. My ringtone. I don't know what's happening.
After After 3 months of silence on YouTube, Johnny Somali is suddenly posting every single day again. 7 videos a week with titles like, First Time in Korea and Chaos Begins. Why he would post that, I don't know. First time seeing a black woman, and a video that's definitely foreshadowing titled, I got approached by a Korean intelligence agent. So, and I mean, at the rate he's posting right now, there's no doubt there'll be way more stuff up in time for his next court date. And that also gives the prosecution plenty of time to go through all this and just keep adding charges. Because as of now, they've been adding new charges before every single court date. And he just gave them way more ammo for it. And obviously, since it's Johnny, we know the content is not just filler content of him eating. No, this is just him filming himself committing crimes. He is literally snitching on himself. So not only did this guy live stream all of this months ago and get in trouble for it, but now he's redistributing it just a little bit over a month before his next trial date? Dude, what are you doing? Essentially, the dude is just uploading his own court case highlight reel. But again, Johnny is banned from streaming, so there aren't any new streams. He's re-uploading things that he's already done, stuff that's actively getting brought up in court, like this.
Lincoln, get out. Get out. Oh, get out. Let me tap my buddy. Oh, let me tap my He's walking up to you like, you know this walking up to you. Just leave, bro, before this. God damn, we got president. It's okay, bye-bye. And you're going to stay off the bus. You can't find that. We just got kicked off the bus, bro.
And after checking, his channel is monetized, so he's essentially trading a harsher sentence for a couple of dollars of YouTube ad revenue, because all he's doing here is feeding prosecutors fresh material to just throw onto the pile.
Why wouldn't you work with me on that?
Why won't I work with you on that 97%?
Yes.
Because I think there are...
Greg, come here. What? Greg, hold on for a second.
Oh, it's 5.7%?
Charlie Kirk was just shot on a college campus in Utah. Did you see what I just saw?
Yeah, it's
Is it bad? Fuck. Okay. Charlie Kirk was just shot at his campus in Utah. Why are you laughing? He is my friend.
I don't agree with anything. I don't think it's right to shoot him.
Your first reaction is to Charlie Kirk is a dick, and you're smiling, and you laughed that my friend just got shot? You had the audacity to laugh? If you think shooting Charlie Kirk is justified because you disagree with his political opinions, you need to study your heart. Because this is what abortion culture has done in our country. Our abortion culture has told people, our abortion culture has said that the most vulnerable humans in our world don't deserve the right to live.
And this is the fucking problem. Like, these people are the problem. Like, oh, someone was got shot. Ha ha ha.
We get to choose whether or not they live or die. Abortion culture.
I don't like somebody, so I hope that all the bad things happen to them. I don't wish anything bad to happen to literally anyone. Like, everyone says, like, I'm this most terrible, mean, awful, blah, blah, person. But, like, I genuinely hope for all the good things to happen to everybody. All the time. I literally pray for it all the time. Before I pray for myself and my family, I pray for everyone. Especially the people who hate me the most. I pray for them to find happiness. I pray for them to find peace. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. It's for no reason. Like, it's so easy to just, if you don't like someone, it's very easy to just not interact with them. There's so many people in the world. There's so much other shit that you can focus on. If you don't like something, ignore it. It doesn't affect you. I just really can't understand people laughing at it. There's so much of it. It's fucked. The amount of videos of people that I saw that was like, well, he was a bad person. But these are the same people that cry for George Floyd. So let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk was worse than George Floyd? Like, it doesn't make sense. These are the same people that will cry over a gang member being deported. Somehow, you know, an MS-13 gang member matters more than a 31-year-old young American father. He was a cis white man, so he was evil. He wanted innocent babies to live. So evil.
We're going to end, and we have a weirder and weirder.
I just think that the world needs a lot of prayer. And like, we need to stop making excuses for stuff like this. It's not acceptable. And like, I don't understand this thought process of, I don't like that person, so anything fucked up can happen to them and I'll cheer it on. But if it happens to me, I don't like when it happens to me, but I'm okay with it happening to this person just because I don't like them. That's so sick. It's just sick. Like, what a waste. Like, I promise you, if you don't like somebody, if you just ignore them, they go away for the most part. Like, yeah, whatever, they might pop up here and there. But it's just, I also, like, am probably PMSing and just, like, super emotional, and, like, the amount of people that are just, like, I seen somebody say, like, oh, his kids can get a stepdad or some shit, like, It's just gross. It's really gross.
Stream in front of 250,000 people.
Dean, you know a bunch of us have access to your Discord, right? Where I just want to point out that at the same time you were feeling sad and upset and crying in front of 250,000 people, you were also running a poll in your Discord about whether or not Charlie Kirk deserved to die. Which, hey, the poll's still going, but it's looking like your audience thinks he did. They think he deserved to die, and you gave them a chance to answer that because you set up a poll in Discord for them. That's what you were doing behind the scenes while you were crying on live. You know, while you were acting like this upset you, you were making a joke about it in your Discord. You were making something funny out of it. You were trying to find a way to make content. I mean, dude, like, what kind of person is crying on live stream in front of 250,000 people, which, stop. You didn't have 250,000 people. But even if you did, crying in front of them while making a joke about it on your private Discord. Yeah, see, dude, a bunch of us have access to that. So while you're on here doing your little performative bullshit, yeah, we can all see what you really think.
Yeah, when I saw this video of Dean Withers putting on his sad face and talking about how sad he is and, you know, bringing up the fake tears, I really didn't believe him. I don't believe majority of these people who are now coming out on X saying how sorry they are of what happened. I'm sure in secret all of them are celebrating and laughing, but of course a lot of them have to save face and they're trying to show as if they're a good person when they're really not.
You support a shooter?
Yep, sure do. It's for you.
You support Charlie Kirk shooter?
Sure do. He does all the favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk? You would have killed him yourself. Okay. Do you have a job here in Seattle?
Nope. I take that for
A few moments later.
Oh, so you Trump supporters want to call my mom and threaten my mom? Oh, yeah. That's why I called the police on you. And I'm reporting you for doxing and harassment. You're going to fucking prison, buddy. That's a federal charge. You're really going to call my mom and threaten her on the phone? Yeah. Okay, I didn't want to bring the police in this because I hate the police, but now I'm going to. I have all the receipts. You're fucked. You are fucked. They can trace your phone calls. You called my mom and said you're going to kill her?
Lol,
wait till I get
cow.
home. I dare you, double dog dare you, to show up to my house. I will kill you my fucking self. Don't ever threaten my mom out like that, bitch. Fuck you, Trump supporters. You guys are pussies. You guys are gonna dox my mom? Oh, you got me fucked up now. I'm pissed. Oh, you thought I was being nice now. I'm about to fly around and fuck you guys up. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure this is probably one of the same people who say the police are not needed. Yeah, here you are crying and pleading for the police to help you because of the fact that, you know, the consequences of your action came to slap you in the face. There are a lot of disgusting videos of people like this going around where they're taunting and cheering because of the fact that Charlie Kirk died. And it just goes to show you that these people do not care about you. They will laugh at you when you're at your worst moments.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just on political view.
I can't anymore. I need this day to end. I'm gonna go. I will say that, for those of you who have or haven't noticed, I'm trying to pivot. What up, Megan? I'm trying to pivot in some ways because I'm just so, like, I don't know, maybe I'm having, like, a spiritual awakening or whatever, but I genuinely want to be, like, a better person and just a better Catholic, better Christian, whatever the fuck. No, but for real, I do. I am trying to be better in all areas of my life, and I don't know, like this whole situation just makes me see a lot of shit a little bit more clearly, and I don't need to engage with a lot of stuff. It's not worth my time. But I also don't need to just like only talk about vegan. I'm gonna start talking about other stuff, and I feel like until people get used to like the new shit or like whatever, or non-vegan shit, like my numbers are gonna dip or whatever, so I'm kind of prepared for that. But I don't think that I do this, but I don't want to ever contribute to like somebody's poor mental health. I think that vegans' mental health is poor regardless, right? Like, I don't think that I impact it, but I just don't, I don't want to like go out of my way to like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm impacting a fucking weak person's mental illness, or you know what I mean? Like, I just don't. She already plays victim enough. That's not to say that like I will not be covering her, because like that, no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't think it'll be as much. And I think especially now, like, that the court thing is like fucking over with. It's so stupid. She's not even like. I will say that I like tuned in for like 5 seconds earlier, and it appears like she's not on substances today, but like I don't know that for sure. Or maybe they just didn't kick in yet. Who knows? But I don't know, the world is just... I hope it gets better. I do. Good night, guys.